Everywhere I go, I hear the same buzzwords: artificial intelligence. When I ask people why it's important, they can usually give me a good answer. But when I ask them what it is, that's where the problem comes. In fact, I did a survey of 40 students and I asked them two questions: what is artificial intelligence and why it's important? The answers to why it's important were things like: it's going to change the world, it's going to make our lives better, it's going to create tools to help with better jobs, which are all acceptable answers. But the most common answer to what it is was: it's robots. And although that is part of AI, it is not quite what is AI. So I wanted to take this time to explain what is AI. Artificial intelligence itself is the idea that computers can simulate human intelligence. Artificial represents computers. Intelligence is human intelligence. But what is human intelligence? A part of human intelligence is logical thinking, is the ability to put things in order, the ability to follow order, the ability to have one part, two parts, three parts, and make it into a whole. But that's for human beings. For computers, it's different. They use algorithms. And these algorithms must learn from something. That something that they learn from is called data. You see, current AI tools are not based on logic. They're not built on anything else besides data. And this process of algorithms, or the computers learning from data, is called machine learning. And machine learning there's two categories. There's supervised and there's unsupervised. Think about supervised learning as the AI or the algorithm learning from the data to make predictions. So it's not so much about what you've done in the past, it's predicting what could happen in the future. Think of unsupervised as the algorithm learning from the data to put it into categories or groups based on some similarities. Now, this data that we speak about, for a long time it was just numbers. But machine learning has expanded. Now it can take data in a much broader form: images, text, audios, pictures. The extra processing need to make this happen in machine learning is actually called deep learning. Now, when you think about deep learning, it is going further, a lot further than just machine learning. Now, human beings thought to themselves, if we can use this data, if we can use these algorithms to learn about the data, if we can understand the data, why can't we create new data? This is where generative AI was born. See, generative AI takes deep learning further. It says, not only can you understand the data, but I can create things that human beings are just thinking about. I can also create things that human beings don't even know exists. Think of the power that can come with that. When you think of generative AI, you probably think about ChatGPT, which is one of the solutions that's built out of generative AI. But ChatGPT is just an example of LM, or a language model. More explicit, a large language model. Think of these large language models as the bridge between what the user inputs to the computer and what the computer gives back in return. So I have talked to you about generative AI, which uses the building blocks of deep learning, which in turn uses the building blocks of machine learning. And these together make artificial intelligence. So, ladies and gentlemen, my hope is that in the future, when someone asks you what is artificial intelligence, you can give a much more intelligent answer. Thank you.